You've seen them in films. You've seen them in games. You've seen them on TV. There's no doubting that zombies are a massive phenomenon in horror culture. Over the last century, zombie fiction has been constantly evolving, twisting the rules around every couple generations. Not only to make them more threatening, but ultimately to play on what society fears most.
I hope you rot in hell.
So this is the evolution of zombies in media. The origin of the concept of zombies actually stems from Haitian voodoo culture. In Haitian, zombie means spirit of the dead. And in voodoo folklore, there were these priests called bokors that studied black magic. They possessed the ability to resurrect the dead through the administration of a powder called coupe padre. Once given the powder, the subjects would essentially die. Then, thinking the person had died, friends and family would bury the person's body. But not too long after, the body would spring back to life and rise from the ground. But this time, they had no soul and no brain. So essentially, the zombie would become a soulless slave to the bokor. And the only way to break this curse was to kill the bokor himself. The first zombie movie to ever be released was White Zombie.
I saw her die. The doctor signed the certificate. I saw them bury her.
In this film, an evil Haitian voodoo master enslaves a young pretty girl as a zombie.
I see death.
She looked like she was alive, but had no conscience whatsoever. Critics slaughtered the movie, but White Zombie did very well at the box office. After that, zombie films took off. Titles like King of the Zombie, I Walked with a Zombie, and Plague of the Zombies were all films that first spread the zombie hype.
An undead zombie.
But nothing beat the hype caused by George Romero's 1968 iconic zombie flick.
Night of the Living Dead.
This film played on the idea of reanimated human corpses, and it was the first to introduce the concept of zombies being hungry for human flesh. The zombies in Romero's film were less like the bokor zombies and more like threatening monsters. Adding the idea of the zombies eating the living made them extremely scary and shocking to see played out on the big screen.
Now you tell me those things can't get through this lousy pile of wood?
This concept of cannibalism would forever stick as one of the essential rules for zombies. Both Romero's Night of the Living Dead and all of its sequels like Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and Return of the Living Dead, as well as Evil Dead, are some of the most iconic zombie films of all time, simply because they were the first of many, introducing shocking concepts that a lot of people had never seen before. This all paved the way for a massive cultural breakthrough by the 21st century, and a lot of rule changes.
Why is he still coming?
In the 21st century, the criteria for becoming a zombie became less supernatural and more scientific. Directors wanted to add more realism to their stories and leave viewers with the feeling of, wow, this could actually happen someday. Zombies had physically evolved to become more threatening and harder for fictional survivors to fight against. For example, in World War Z, the zombies are freakishly fast, and victims turn in only a few seconds. On the other hand, there were many zombie films that were massively successful.
You're gonna risk our lives for a Twinkie?
Because they mixed horror with comedy.
Oh look! Carnage!
Stop me now. I'm having such a good time. I'm having a ball. Stop me now. If you wanna have a good time, just give me a call.
Kill all sons of bitches. That's my official instructions.
Video games also became a huge form of zombie fiction. Games like Left 4 Dead, State of Decay, Half-Life, Dead Rising, The Last of Us,
I shot the hell out of that guy, huh?
Dead Island, and even Minecraft portray zombies as either their classic form or a heavily mutated form like headcrabs, tanks, and clickers. But one of the greatest hits in modern zombie culture is the television show The Walking Dead.
If you want to survive, you gotta fight for it. I'm talking about fighting right here, right now.
It became a huge phenomenon on TV, with an average of 5.6 million viewers every Sunday night. But what is most important is that it's taken the idea of the zombie infection and shown us episode by episode how the scariest part of the zombie apocalypse isn't the zombies, it's the people.
I'm gonna kill you.
We are going to war.
Oh, yeah.
The fall of society seems to be what we fear most in our modern times.
There's nothing we fear more than the complete destruction of the world that we've worked so hard to build up.
Get back in your car right now!
They say that the zombie apocalypse will never happen, but with all these movies, TV shows, and games, zombies have already infected this world, just in a different way, and I personally don't think we'll ever find the cure.